Happy to see that you can make it. So, thanks again for bringing me over to the aquarium. I'm surprised that you were willing to pay for such an expensive trip, but, you know that I really enjoy spending time with you in with the things that I enjoy. Never been to this one before, so not really sure what to expect. Let's see. Oh, a PDA. Maybe I could read out some of this stuff. Okay. Yeah, to go ahead and see about taking a seat and see if I can read out some of this. Might be here for a little bit while. So get comfy. Alright, let's see. Let's check out this pedia. Oh, I see an entry right here. It's talking about the Cephalopterus manta, also known as a manta ray. It lives worldwide in tropical and subtropical climates. Lives for about 40 years. Diet is shrimp, small fish, and planktonic organisms. I have a bit of a soft spot for the cartilaginous fishes. They're fascinating. Let's see. They're found all along the oceans, along the equator. Typically don't go too far south or north in their respective hemispheres. Oh, it seems that they're a threatened species. How sad for something so beautiful. Let's look. The giant manta ray is the world's largest ray, with a wingspan of up to 29 feet. Impressive. There are filter feeders and eat large quantities of zooplankton. Giant manta rays are slow-growing, migratory animals with small, highly fragmented populations that are sparsely distributed across the world. The main threat to the giant manta ray is commercial fishing, with the species both targeted and caught as bycatch in a number of global fisheries throughout its range. Manta rays are particularly valued for their gill rakers, which are traded internationally. For what? In 2018, NOAA Fisheries listed the species as threatened under the Endangered Species Act. How sad. Well, I'm glad that they aren't endangered currently. At least not incredibly endangered yet. Let's see. There's more pages. This one speaks of a Megaterra novangele. I hope I pronounced that right. It lives worldwide in a much broader area than the manta rays. It lives coastal, shores, and rivers. rivers for a whale. Interesting. Its lifespan is about 45 to 50 years. It also feeds on crustaceans and small fish. It is currently in no danger of being threatened. Humpback whales are found in every ocean in the world. Their Latin name, megat, megat. I apologize, I may not be able to pronounce these very well. Megaptera novengeliae means big wing of New England. It refers to their giant pectoral fins, which can grow up to 16 feet long, and their appearance off the coast of New England, where European whalers first encountered them. They have dark backs, light bellies, pelates on their throats, and a small hump in front of their dorsal fin, leading to the common name of humpback. Interesting. They are one of my favorite species, but I usually have a soft spot for megafauna. Let's find what's next. Ooh, this one's one of my favorites. The Rhinocedon typus, better known as the whale shark. Beautiful, isn't it? They live worldwide in habitats similar to the manta ray. They are apparently even more threatened than the manta rays are. They live in tropical and warm seas. They can live up to 100 years, 1 century. Wow. Their diet mainly consists of plankton and fish eggs. The description says here, as the largest fish in the sea, reaching lengths of 40 feet or more, whale sharks have an enormous menu from which to choose. Fortunately for most sea dwellers and us, their favorite meal is plankton. They scoop these tiny plants and animals up, along with any small fish that happen to be around, their colossal gaping mouths while swimming close to the water's surface. They are an absolutely beautiful species. I'm very much fond of them. Despite their name, they're neither whale nor really truly shark. It's quite interesting. Oh, well, look here. We get along to some of the coral reef fish. The Chadion Ulientius, better known as the double saddle butterfly fish. Interesting. They only live for about 5 to 7 years. Their diet varies, mostly planktonic crustaceans, and fish eggs and larvae. That's planktonic, 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 planktonic. very clicky. This fish is, well, a species of butterfly fish. Their range extends from those Keeling Islands to the Tuamotu Islands and north to Japan. They're usually found from the surface to 20 meters depths and like shallow channels with high currents. I suppose that makes sense. High currents would bring in more food, especially if your main food source is plankton. Now, let's check out this next page. Oh, I see. The green sea turtle. It also lives pretty much anywhere in warmer waters. It's tropical, subtropical. It can live for about 70 years. And as juveniles, they eat mostly insects, crustaceans, and worms, due to them being omnivorous. Interesting. These turtles are found nesting along the coastline of more than 80 countries, with the largest nesting populations found in Costa Rica and Australia. Green sea turtles spend most of their lives underwater, where they can rest for up to 5 hours at a time before coming up for air. When active, they typically alternate between being underwater for a few minutes and coming up to the surface to breathe air for a few seconds. Green sea turtles are also known to sunbathe on land. I actually didn't know that. That's quite fascinating. I had once been to a green sea turtle rescue, which that place was very fascinating. There were some very kind people, workers there. They worked very hard to make sure that the sea turtles remained healthy. I also remember there was a giant isopod there. I do like giant isopods quite a lot. They're just silly little creatures, bottom feeders, trudging along the bottom of the complete bottom of the ocean, scrounging for scraps until they find some and then gorge themselves. Let's see what we have next. Another species of small fish, it would seem. The blue mau, also known as the violet sweep or blue sweep. Very interesting. They live in the southwestern Pacific Ocean, live for about 15 years, and their diets vary, mostly planktonic crustaceans, there's that word again, fish eggs, and larvae. This fish is a member of the subfamily Scorpionidae, part of the sea chub family. That's quite a funny name for such a skinny looking fish. Maybe it's for their stubbier face. It's native to southwestern Pacific Oceans from Australia to New Zealand and the Kermadec Islands, where it can be found inshore waters from surface to depths of 30 meters or 98 feet. This fish can reach a length of 40 centimeters, and it is commercially important as a popular game fish. It's larger than I thought it would be, honestly. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it would be something like the butterfly fish. I'm really happy that I'm learning so much from this place. Makes me all the happier that you brought me here. This entry is another one of my favorites. The moon jellyfish. One of the most beautiful, beautiful jellyfish species that I know of. I actually got to touch one once. They were very gelatinous. They're also known as Aurelia arite? Yes, arite. Their habitat is worldwide along coastlines. They are functionally immortal. Their lifespans are about 8 to 12 months. It must be that cycle where they float around as bodies and then turn into polyps to make more of themselves. Very fascinating. The entry here says the moon jellyfish has a translucent 10 to 16-inch bell with a fringe of short tentacles. The tentacles are lined with what is this word? Nematocysts. Oh, that's what those stinging cells are called. Very interesting. Most moon jellies have 4 horseshoe-shaped gonads, or reproductive organs, but a few have 3 or 5. The bell and gonads may be translucent, white, pink, purple, or blue, depending on the animal's diet. The jellyfish has 4 fringed oral arms that are longer than its tentacles. I love these things. They simply just drift in the ocean. They don't have to think, feel, or anything like that. They just exist in the moment. Beautiful, isn't it? Amazing creatures. And here we get to talk about the gray reef shark. They live in tropical and subtropical habitats spanning from, the coasts of India to a majority of Australia's coasts. Wow. They live for about 25 years or more. Their diet consists of reef fish, cephalopods, crustaceans, and other fish. They are listed as endangered in the... This is concerning. But no need to worry about that right now. Just sit back down and relax as I read. The gray reef sharks are inquisitive and seldom frequented areas. Divers have been approached very closely by several of these sharks, particularly when they initially enter the water. However, once the shark's curiosity is satisfied, they usually retreat and remain at a distance. When feeding stimuli are present, the shark may be aggressive and dangerous. shark's eyesight really isn't all that great, so I suppose that it makes sense. It seems here that we get to talk about the clownfish. Hey, 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 you seem to have fallen asleep there. I'm sorry if I bored you with my curiosity. You seem quite comfy though, and also still tired. You must have worked really hard to get us both here. I really appreciate that. Well, why don't you lay back down? I'll sit here with you and watch the various fauna float by. No, don't worry. You can stay here. You can rest here. This place isn't going to be closed for a while. Plus, I may have gotten distracted and looked at some of the other exhibits while you were sleeping. I just simply didn't notice. I'll be more attentive next time, okay? You make sure to sleep well, okay? Good night.